What's going on? What's going on? Happy Money Monday. Had to wear the green hoodie here. Go Birds, you know. So, also green is the color of money. A lot of people's able to extract some today together as a team, which is a huge, huge blessing. So, take the coffee. I'm gonna cheers it, right? Hey, in the end, no matter what you do, whether you day trade, you swing trade, or you invest, there's three pillars of success that you always hear me talk about on every single video because it wasn't until I fully picked these three pillars up and it kind of transformed my trading journey. Pillar number one is staying consistent, right? You need to stay consistent to your trading plan. Pillar number two is your trading plan. You have to have a plan in order to be successful. Why are you taking trades when you do, right? If you don't have any of that, then we need to have a conversation. And simply the last pillar is risk management. Without any of that, you will fail eventually. It might not be today or tomorrow, but that risk management is going to wipe you out. You know, like I said, I struggled with it for 2.5, 3 years, and really didn't start breaking out and getting consistent until 2018 and 2019. You know, in 2020, that was actually my first ever six-figure year from trading. So I haven't looked back ever since, and I don't plan to. You know, one of these years I want to do. I want to get to seven figures. So I'm going to keep pushing. You know, right? But anyway, the purpose of this live is simply to show you the same simple, repeatable pattern and process that we use every single day, right? Do we win every single trade? Absolutely not. But we're very good at what we do, you know, and we just fire away when a opportunity presents itself, you know, because in the end, it is the probability that what pays us. So I'm gonna give you a quick rundown why I called out the day trades that I called out. To me, it was over a 1K day for sure. It was real good actually. So the options treated me real good. Futures treated me good as well. So it was a good day. So we're gonna have a dinner at my house tonight. Anyway, but the real power of this is not really to show you or tell you what I made. I wanted to show you how you can make something similar, starting your journey out, right? So we're going to come here. You see the first smiley face right here, the upper left-hand corner. That's where we're going to start. I trade stock options, I trade futures, and I buy crypto coins, major crypto coins, and I buy shares for investments. And I use the tools that you see right now. There is no crystal ball. There is no witchcraft, whatever you want to say. It's just the same system that's repeatable over and over. So today, coming into the markets, we have our Profit Pivots AI, we call them. It is proprietary to our trading environment, our trading group. And what happens is if a candle is red with our Swingmaster Pro AI trend, we want to take a breakdown. And if the candles are green, we want to take a breakout. So what happened today is we were coming down and the candles were red. And we simply said, well, I'm going to take a put or a short on the futures trade right here. As soon as the market opened up, it actually went from 31 down here to 25. That's 6 ES points right there. That is $300. You're never going to get to the very, very bottom, but could you have gotten 100 or 200 bucks out of that trade? Absolutely. The singles and doubles is what pays the bills. Then price came up here, our candles turned green, called out a breakout above our pivot right there. Here is another 300 bucks, and you could have been you got a piece of that. Absolutely. 200 to 400 bucks, right? Or I should say about $300 a day. That's six figures a year. So between these two trades, you could have made 300 bucks right there very easily. Repeatable pattern process over. Then we did get a put trade or a breakdown right here. That was a real good one. I did not participate in that one because my goal is to get green, stay green in the first 30 to 45 minutes of the day. And I send a lot of people on their way. If you're more experienced, you could keep trading. But in the beginning, just stay consistent and grow your account. So right there on the first trade, ES, it was good. You know, it was good, 100% win rate. Now you're gonna see. We're gonna follow the smiley faces. I'm gonna stick its tongue out right there, and look at him. The bottom right hand chart, right? Same pattern, same setup that presented itself. I wanted to take a breakdown right here as it hit the pivot, and you could see we pushed down and came back up. This all happened in 2 minutes or less. It went from 90 down here to 56. That right there is About like 35 or so, almost 40 NQ points. Could you have gotten 10 or 20 or 30 of those? Absolutely. So that was a good winner right there. Then we transitioned from red to green and we took a breakout right here. And this pivot trade ended up going from 196 up here to 250. That is over 60 NQ points. Could you have got another 10, 20, or 30 NQ points? Absolutely. Then, as you can see, we had another breakdown right there, which was a winner, but I didn't participate in that one because I'm green, right? I hit my goals, and what's the point of taking additional risk across the board? So, that with that being said, that's how I traded NQ and ES today. Then you have this smiley face right here, and I'm going to put a mohawk on him, right? And check this out. Our candles are red, and we didn't get a breakdown. We bounced back up. Our candles are red again. We got a breakdown right there. Boom. In the first 45 minutes, you could see you could have got green using the same pattern on CL for 100% win rate today. It's not always like that, but we have a very high probability to finish the the day green, and it's the same repeatable process. Now, if you trade stock options, I want you to pay attention. The same pattern and setup right here, where the new smiley face is, right? I'll make them real high, and check this out. What colors are candles, right? We're not at no pivots. Our first green bar hits our pivot. We take a breakout right there. Boom. Does everybody see this little moon up here? That is where it's going to. We call it a moonshot Scott. Check it out. That was a nice, easy trade right there on Tesla. One trade for Tesla, you can be done for the day. The second trade we called out, I'm going to leave the same smiley face on it right here. You can see we ended up taking a breakout right here. And then the true power of this is using our AI Lotto high and our AI Lotto low. Those are the strikes that we're taking, right? So we're not simply just taking a breakout. We're using Swingmaster Pro AI to tell us the highest probability contract to give us 50 to 100% ROI or more. So today, what that looked like is this right here. If you come all the way over here, we got loaded up our 60, 67, 80 calls. You could have taken the 67, 70 calls and check out what happened. This thing ended up squirting up, pushing up so far, so fast. In 10 minutes, you could have gotten your 50 to 100% just like that and went on about your business and day. That's the kind of trades I love when it happens like that. And personally today for me, this trade, this little movement on the chart was enough to get me about 1K. We like to say 1K keeps the job away, and that's kind of how that's our motto. You don't have to get 1K starting out. Just get green, stay green, and grow your account because we're all at different spots and positions. We all have different account sizes. So don't let one person that makes 1K or 2K in a day stop the other person from making $25, $30 a day. It actually makes me more happier when someone's making $20 or $30 a day off $500 or $1,000 and they're doing it consistently than someone that has $200,000 that is making $2,000 a day. I mean, they're both great, but all large accounts start off small. You have to come in and stay repeatable, and you got to stay consistent and use that risk management like we talked about, right? In the end, I like when we all link arms and make money. So what I'm getting at is no green bag is too big or too small. We want to celebrate it because there's 90% of people out there that aren't collecting them, So with that being said, I want to transition over here to how we swing trade. And I'm going to bring up the Qs, the triple Qs, which is the NASDAQ market. The Qs is the ETF of the NASDAQ market for stock options, and kind of show you how, using the same pattern and setup, that we can consistently do. Let me make this a little bit bigger so that you can see. So you see something just like this, right? What if I told you there's a pattern that we can use, a green candle, green arrow, that has a high probability to pay us, right? Well, I'm going to show you that right now. There's a green candle, green arrow, right? When that candle closes, or the next day when it opens, when we're looking to take our trade, right? Here's another one. Here is another one. Here's another one, another one, another one, another one, another one, another one. So we like to buy 2 to 4 weeks of expiration time. And do we get expansion in the next 2 weeks or not? Right here, there's one winner. There's two winners. There's three winners. There's four winners. Here, next day, there's five winners. See, on a day like this right here, if you entered at the previous day at 6:01, and the next day it got to 6:08, you're already up 30 to 50% ROI. At what point are you going to take profits? Your account doesn't grow until you take profits. So I like to focus on the singles and doubles with this strategy. So guess what? Just like we said, 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0 over this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6-0. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-0, 7-0. On this trade right here, the double circle, you entered right there at the end of the day at a 629-ish, right? Give or take. Next day it goes up here to 634, 635. Now you're 7-0, and then right here, maybe let's see where you would have got stopped out. 622 went up to 624. Maybe you got 15, 20% there, but if you didn't, you definitely would have got stopped out. The previous days your stop out, you'd have got stopped out right there. So let's just say 7-1. Now let me ask you this: would you be happy with 7 winners and 1 loser? Right? If you would, then that's perfect. If you'd be upset, then hey, keep looking for your holy grail, I guess, or your shiny object, and get you something that gets you 100% of the time. I assure you, it's not out there, but you could try, right? Because in the end, that's just my opinion. So anyway, it is a great odds. A lot of people are making a lot of money doing this, and I love it. So we swing trade. So we day trade for our job. Me, I swing trade to help grow my account. I use the profits of both to pay my bills and fund my retirement shares, right? What that looks like for me is I'm going to show you now the same setup, but on a weekly time frame. And I'm going to show you all the opportunities of the market right here where the buys are, right? And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so you can see a large data size, right? After this COVID drop, here's a buy, here's another buy, here's another buy, and here's another buy. This is the Q's ETF. This is NASDAQ. It mimics the NASDAQ market. So let's just say you had $1,000 or $2,000, right? And you put 1K into the market right here. And the price is at $205. Up here at this high, it's at $400, give or take, right? $400. That's almost 100%. But let's just say your $1,000 is worth $1,500, right? You know what I'm about to tell you? Sell out, let 500 ride, and bring 1K back to the account. You just grown your account 50%, right? So guess what? Then you wait for the next buy, which happens right there. If you bought it here and then you buy it there, you put another 500 in, you now have 1K in the market with an average price of right there. You could take profits at any given time, but then it doesn't really expand. This is what I call the real estate method. Then you put another $500 into this buy right there, which might bring your cost average up to about right there. But now you have $1,500 into this stock, right? Or this company, this investment. You have nothing on the side. And in the beginning, that's how you're going to have to do it, right? Because we like to invest in great companies. And our cost average is 271. Well, we know at 250 and 250, 500, right? 540 is 100%. Well, as we come up right up here, right? There's 400, there's 500, there's 540 right there. So if you had $1,500 and it's up over here, your $1,500 is worth $2,500 right here. Sell out, let 500 ride, right? And then bring 2,000 back to the account. Then you wait for the next buy. You buy it here. Now it brings your cost average up from right there. Here's another entry to probably about up here. And now you put another, let's say $1,500 into this. So now you have 2K into this position. Here's your average at 360. As we get up here at this next all-time high, your 2K is worth a little bit over 3K, but we're just going to say 3K right there. Sell out, right? Sell out, and then let 1K ride, bring 2K back. We now have $2,500. All right, so we started this with $1,000. We now have $2,500 in our side account, and we have $1,000 riding for free in the Q's market. Is that a good position for you to be in? Absolutely. And I'm going to bring in another symbol. We're just going to talk about, we'll just do Bitcoin because GBTC, everybody knows Bitcoin. The same approach, same model. We could put our buy-in. We could put our buy in. We could say we'll start right here because then it goes against us. And then here's another buy, and then here's another buy, right? Check this out. What happens is you get a buy right there, and you put 1K into this, and at 33, it goes up to what is it? It's 33 up here at 54. You're up about 50 or 75%. So your 1K isn't worth 2K, it's worth 1500 up here, right? You might sell out or you might let it ride. Then it falls all the way back down, you put another buy in, which brings your cost average to about right there. And let's just say you put in another 1K, right? So now we have a 2K total position and we only have $500 off to the side now. Well, our average price right here is at 15. At 30 right there, you're at 4K. Guess what? Sell out, bring 3K back. Now you have 1K in up here this high. Your 1K is another 2K. Sell out, bring another $1,000 back. You now have 4K, right? Then price falls back down. You still have 1K in. You put another 1K in. Now you have 2K. Now we're back to a 3K side pot, and our cost average now is about right here at 40. And then guess what? Up here at 80, your 2K is worth 4K. Guess what I'm about to say? Sell out, bring 3K back. We now have 6K, and then we have $1,000 rocking for free. Up here at this top, your 1K might be 2K or 1,500. But guess what? You started off with $1,000. Now you got 6K, and you have $1,000 in Qs and $1,000 in Bitcoin. That's a great position to be in. Wouldn't you agree? Right? So with that being said, that is how we invest for an edge. You know, we trade a probability, we trade a plan, we trade consistent to what we do. Right? So I'm gonna leave you with this. If you bought the trade right here, right, for 1K, and your 1K up over here is worth 5K, and you didn't sell because you're one of those hodlers, right? Check it out. Price comes all the way back down against you. Your 1K is worth $700 over here. Now, the reason I do what I do, if you're at 1K and you're at 5 grand, why not sell out, let 1K ride for free, and bring 4K back to the side? Because when it comes all the way back down here, your original 1K is worth $700, right? Some people will put 1K, go up to 5K, back to 1K, go back up to 5K, go down to 3K, go up here to 6K, come back down here, go up to 7K, right? Or you could do it, what I think is a lot smarter. You just wasted 6 years of your time. I shouldn't say waste. You participated in 6 years to turn $1,000 into doing nothing into 6 grand, which is good. Or you could have $1,000, and as we come up there at 5 or 4, you could sell out, let 1K ride, bring 4K back, and then come back down here and put 2K of that in. Now you have 3K, and as it floats back on up right here, now guess what? Your cost average is at 10. At 20, there's 6K. At 40, there's 9K. So there's a chance that you have 9K right there. Why not sell out and let 1K ride? Because that's huge, life changing, right? Now you're bringing 8K back. So now you got 10K in the books while you have all this free money. So a normal hodler would turn 1K into 6K. We can outperform. I gotta sneeze. We can outperform potentially, right, with taking profits and using our profits to invest with the larger amount. And I just shown you with that example in this illustration right here, right now. That is why I always have a stop in place once we go up into an area where we can hold it. So now what's better to you, 1K or 6K? Obviously, everyone should say 10K because you really have 11 grand, but 1K's in it. Anyway, enough rambling. It is Monday. I want you guys to have a blessed day. And if this interests you, just do me a favor, comment in the chat below. Let me know where you're watching this from. I love to know where we are across the world and what we're doing collectively together. It continues to inspire me and reaching all these people. So with that being said, I want you guys to have a blessed one. Catch me on the next one. I'll do the recording again tomorrow. and we're gonna rock and roll. But if you're interested in what we do in a live market, just comment beast mode or BMT below, and we'll get you squared away. Hey, you guys have a good one. Beast mode out.